Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Hakim bin Hashim. My matric number is 053569. In this video, I will explain about discipline teacher is better than counselors in dealing with problematic students. Which one is better, discipline teacher or counselor? But before that, let's watch some example of the video.
Hanya kerana tidak berpakaian kemas, seorang pelajar tingkatan 4 mendakwa dicekak dan ditumbuk di belakang kepala, muka, bahu serta disepak di kaki oleh guru disiplin sekolahnya di hadapan pintu pagar sekolah. Mangsa Nahar Daniel Ahmad Naharuddin, 16 tahun mendakwa.
Polis memanggil seorang guru lelaki berusia 30-an untuk diambil keterangan berhubung perbuatannya menampak, menendang dan mencekik seorang pelajar lelaki berusia 16 tahun di sebuah sekolah asrama di Alostar, Kedah. Ketua Polis Daerah Kota Star, Asisten Komisioner Muhammad Rozi Jidin berkata siasatan dijalankan berkaitan kes itu viral di laman sosial Facebook. Kejadian berlaku kira-kira jam 11 malam 1 Februari lalu di asrama sekolah terbabit yang terletak dekat Jalan Stadium. Pelajar terbabit dibawa menjalani pemeriksaan.
Definition of discipline and discipline teacher. What is discipline? Discipline is defined as the practice of teaching others to obey rules and norms by using punishment to correct unwanted behaviors. So, who is disciplinary teacher? Discipline teachers are teachers who carry out the responsibility of disciplining students in schools. Theoretically, all teachers are discipline teachers, but in many cases, disciplinary teachers are not given briefings and courses as well as legal issues related to the actual field of work. Next is discipline teacher roles. First one is detecting and examining some behavioral problems among students. As a teacher, it is our responsibility to observe our students. So whenever the misbehavior happens or the problems happens, we can prevent it from getting worse. So the next one is meeting with misbehaving students and clarifying the negative effects of bad behavior on their life. As we know, misbehavior have a lot of negative effect to them, and the misbehavior not only affect their life but also affect the people around them. Next one is promoting good behavior among students and rewarding those with good conduct. Whenever we see a student that have good behavior or doesn't do any problem, we have to appreciate them, or else we also have to give them a reward, because this appreciation or reward is called as positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement means giving something to the students when they perform to desired action, so they associate they associate the action with the reward and do it more often. And the last one is taking suitable action towards students' misconduct. For example, if the students do the vandalism, so the punishment for vandalism is they have to clean the wall. Next slide is how to deal with problematic students like in the classroom. As a discipline teacher, they need to set an example. Discipline starts with us. Begin each class period with a positive attitude and high expectation. It helps create a positive learning environment. If you expect your students to misbehave, they probably will. So you have to come to the class prepared with lessons for the day. And also you have to reduce downtime for students to help maintain order. Next is be proactive with discipline problems. Watch your students as they come into class and look for signs of discord. For example, if we notice a heated discussion before class starts, deal with it then. Give the students a few moments to work things out before we start our lesson. Separate them, if necessary, and try to gain agreement that during our class period, at least they will drop the issue. Third one is we have to be firm but fair. Yes, as we know that consistency and fairness are essential for effective classroom management. If we ignore disruptions one day and come down hard on them the next, your students won't take you seriously. You will lose respect and disruptions will probably increase. If we appear unfair in how we enforce the rules, the students will resent us. The last one is prioritize safety. When a student becomes visibly agitated, we must maintain a safe environment for the other students. We have to remain as calm as possible. Uh, we, uh, our demeanor can sometimes diffuse the situation. We should have a plan for dealing with violence that we discuss with students early in the year. We should use the call button for assistance or have a designated student get help from another teacher. Send the other students from the room if it appears they could get hurt. If a fight breaks out in the classroom, follow our school's rules concerning teacher involvement, as many administrators want teachers to stay out of fights until help arrives. Next is definition of counseling and counselor. What is counseling? Counseling is defined as the process of assisting and guiding clients, especially by a trained person on a professional basis, to resolve especially personal, social, or psychological problems and difficulties. So, who is counselor? School counselors offer individual counseling to help students resolve personal or interpersonal problems. They may also offer small group counseling to help students enhance listening and social skills, learn to empathize with others, and find social support through healthy peer relationships. So, for school counselors' responsibilities, school counselors have to listen to students' concerns about academics, emotional, or social problems. As we know that students are individuals and each of them are different. Next one is help students process their problems and plan goals and action. So if the students are having problem, we as a counselor have to guide them and help them to make a plan so they can resolve their problems. The third one is mediate conflict between students and teachers. And as we know that many students and teachers have conflict between them. For example, the students do a bad thing to the teachers or the teachers hit the students. And the last one is a counselor also improve parent-teacher relationship. When talking about parent-teacher relationships, these relationships is important as it is the key for us counselors to deal with the problem with our students. Next, how to handle the problematic students. School counselor often help students to maintain academic standards and set goals for academic success. Number 2, develop skills to improve organization, study habits, and time management. 3, work through personal problems that may affect academics or relationships. Number 4, improve social skill. When talking about social skills, we know that many many students that still embarrassed or shy to communicate with their friends and their teachers. Number 5. Cope with school or community-related violence, accidents, or trauma. The fifth point is important because whenever the same cases or the related cases happen, so we counselors have what can I say here, have references or have solution to deal with it. And the last one is identify interests, strengths, and aptitudes through assessment. So how about my decision on the issue? Discipline teacher or counselor? For my opinion, I will say that I choose counselors to deal with the problematic student. The fact that I say that I choose counselor because when saying about discipline teachers, they only deals with the problem at the schools only. But when talking about counselors, the counselors handle the problem and also the root of the problem, which is the causes why the problems happen, why this misbehavior happens, and also why the students choose to be misbehavior. So that's all from me. Thank you.